Welcome. Before we begin, take a moment to remember the last time you spoke in an important situation. Maybe it was a meeting, an interview, a conversation with someone you wanted to impress, or even a casual discussion where you wished you sounded more confident. You knew what you wanted to say, but somehow the words did not come out the way you imagined. You spoke, yet you felt unheard. You explained, yet you felt misunderstood. This experience is far more common than most people admit. Speaking smartly is not a talent you were born with. It is a skill you build. And like any powerful skill, it changes not only how others see you, but how you see yourself. When someone speaks smartly, people listen differently. They lean in, they trust faster, they remember longer. Not because the speaker uses complicated words, but because the message feels clear, calm, and confident. Smart speaking creates authority without aggression. It creates influence without force, and most importantly, it creates connection without effort. Many people believe that intelligence automatically shows itself through speech. In reality, intelligence often stays hidden behind hesitation, overthinking, and fear of judgment. Smart speaking is the bridge between your thoughts and the world. Without that bridge, even the sharpest mind remains invisible. To speak smartly means to respect your own voice. It means understanding that your words carry weight when they are delivered with intention. Smart speakers do not rush. They do not compete for attention. They allow their words to land naturally. Their presence feels grounded, their tone feels steady, their message feels trustworthy. In today's world, where everyone is talking and few are truly communicating, the ability to speak smartly has become a rare advantage. It affects your career, your relationships, your confidence, and your personal growth. People who communicate clearly are often perceived as leaders, even when they hold no official title. They are invited into conversations that matter. Their opinions are considered. Their silence is respected. Smart speaking is not about sounding perfect. It is about sounding real, composed, and clear. Perfection creates pressure, and pressure destroys natural expression. Smart speakers accept their voice as it is and refine it with awareness and practice. They do not try to impress. They try to connect. Every conversation is an opportunity. Every sentence you speak either adds clarity or creates confusion. Smart speakers choose clarity. They understand that words are tools, and tools work best when used with purpose. They speak only when their words add value, and when they do speak, people feel it. This journey is not about changing who you are. It is about revealing who you are more clearly. When your thoughts, emotions, and words align, confidence becomes natural. You no longer search for the right words begin to find you. As we move forward, you will begin to notice something subtle but powerful. Speaking smartly is not about learning lines, it is about learning awareness. Awareness of your thoughts, awareness of your tone, awareness of your timing, and awareness of the space your words create in the minds of others. Once you develop this awareness, your communication changes quietly. You stop trying to dominate conversations. You stop explaining yourself unnecessarily. You stop fearing pauses. Instead, you begin to trust your voice, and when you trust your voice, others do too. This is where the transformation begins, not with techniques, not with rules, but with understanding. Understanding that smart speaking is a mindset before it is a method. It is a way of approaching communication with calm confidence and clear intention. In the next part, we will explore what truly separates smart speakers from ordinary speakers at the mental level. You will discover how clarity is created before a single word is spoken, and why the strongest speakers always start by mastering their thoughts. Stay with this process. Do not rush it. Smart speaking is built step by step, and this is only the beginning. Before a smart sentence is ever spoken, it is formed silently in the mind. This is where most people struggle, and this is where smart speakers are created.
The difference between sounding confused and sounding intelligent rarely begins with vocabulary. It begins with clarity of thought. Many people speak while they are still thinking. Their words chase their thoughts, and the result is hesitation, repetition, and unnecessary explanation. Smart speakers do the opposite. They think first, then speak. This simple shift changes everything. Clear thinking creates calm speech. When your mind knows where it is going, your words follow naturally. You do not rush, you do not panic, you do not search for phrases. You speak with direction, and direction is what makes speech sound intelligent. Smart speakers train themselves to identify one main idea before speaking. Not 5 ideas, not everything they know, just one clear message. When you reduce mental clutter, your speech becomes focused. Focused speech feels confident even when the topic is simple. Clarity also means knowing what not to say. Many people weaken their communication by adding unnecessary details. They explain too much. They repeat themselves. They fill silence with extra words because they fear being misunderstood. Smart speakers trust clarity over quantity. They allow their message to stand on its own. This does not mean speaking less. It means speaking with intention. Every sentence has a purpose. Every word earns its place. When listeners feel that your words are chosen carefully, they naturally respect your message. Another powerful habit of smart speakers is internal organization. Before they speak, they mentally arrange their thoughts. They know where the sentence will begin and where it will end. This internal structure creates smooth delivery. The listener feels guided, not overwhelmed. Clarity also comes from emotional awareness. When emotions are high, clarity becomes difficult. Anger, anxiety, or excitement can push words out before they are ready. Smart speakers recognize this. They pause, they breathe, they regain balance before speaking. This pause is invisible, but its effect is powerful. When you speak from a calm mental state, your voice carries stability. Even difficult messages sound reasonable. Even disagreements feel respectful. People may not always agree with you, but they will understand you, and understanding is the foundation of influence. Smart speakers also understand that silence is part of clarity. They do not rush to respond the moment someone stops talking. They allow a brief moment to process what was said. This moment of silence signals thoughtfulness. It tells the listener that their words were heard and considered. This moment of silence does more than improve understanding. It elevates your presence. It separates you from reactive speakers. It shows maturity, and maturity is often mistaken for intelligence in conversation. Another key element of clarity is self-trust. Many people second-guess their thoughts while speaking. They interrupt themselves. They correct mid-sentence. They weaken their message by doubting it out loud. Smart speakers trust their thinking. They commit to their words. Even when unsure, they speak with steadiness. This does not mean being arrogant. It means respecting your own perspective. When you respect your thoughts, others are more likely to respect them too. Clarity also grows through simplicity. Complex thinking does not require complex language. In fact, the ability to simplify complex ideas is a sign of high intelligence. Smart speakers aim to be understood, not admired. They measure success by connection, not applause. As you practice clarity, you will notice a change. Conversations feel easier. You speak with less effort. You feel less pressure to perform. Your words feel aligned with your thoughts. This alignment creates confidence that cannot be faked. Clarity before words is the invisible foundation of smart speaking. It happens quietly, internally, and consistently. Once this foundation is strong, everything else becomes easier. Your tone improves, your pacing improves, your confidence improves. In the next part, we will explore how intention shapes every sentence you speak. You will learn why smart speakers always know why they are speaking, and how this awareness transforms ordinary conversation into meaningful communication.
If clarity is the foundation of smart speaking, then purpose is the engine that drives every word. Speaking without purpose is like driving a car without a destination. You may move, but you won't arrive. Smart speakers always know why they speak before they speak. Purpose in communication means intention. Every sentence, every phrase, every word has a reason behind it. Sometimes the purpose is to inform. Sometimes it is to persuade. Sometimes it is to comfort or to question. Knowing your purpose sharpens your message and helps you avoid empty words. Most people speak reactively. They talk to fill silence, to respond quickly, or to impress. This reactive speaking leads to rambling, confusion, and lost opportunities. Smart speakers pause to ask themselves, why am I saying this? What do I want my listener to feel, think, or do? When you speak with purpose, your message becomes clear and concise. You avoid unnecessary details. You focus on what matters. This not only saves your listeners time, but also increases your impact. Purpose also controls emotion. It guides your tone and energy. For example, if your purpose is to calm a situation, you speak slowly and softly. If your purpose is to motivate, you speak with energy and enthusiasm. Matching your delivery to your purpose creates authenticity. Another benefit of speaking with purpose is confidence. When you know why you speak boldly. You don't second-guess yourself or apologize unnecessarily. Your confidence encourages others to listen closely. Purposeful speaking also enhances persuasion. Leaders, teachers, and influencers use purpose to connect ideas logically and emotionally. They do not just state facts, they guide their audience toward understanding and action. To find your purpose before speaking, develop a habit of asking yourself simple questions. What is my main point? Why am I sharing this? What do I want the listener to remember? How do I want them to feel? Answering these questions mentally before speaking sharpens your focus. It prevents wandering thoughts and wordy explanations. Purposeful speaking is especially important in difficult conversations. When emotions run high, purpose keeps you grounded. It helps you choose words carefully instead of reacting impulsively. This control builds respect and reduces conflict. Purpose also improves storytelling. Every good story has a clear purpose, whether to entertain, teach, or inspire. When you speak with purpose, your stories become engaging and memorable. Many speakers underestimate the power of silence to emphasize purpose. Pausing before and after important points allows listeners to absorb your message. These strategic pauses demonstrate that you value your words and your audience's understanding. Purposeful speakers practice restraint. They know when to speak and when to listen. They do not interrupt or dominate conversations. This balance makes their speech feel natural and respectful. Finally, speaking with purpose fosters personal growth. It encourages self-reflection and mindfulness. Over time, you become more aware of your thoughts and feelings, and your communication improves in every area of life. Remember, purpose is not something you add after thinking. It is the starting point. Clear purpose creates clear speech. Clear speech creates connection, and connection creates influence. In the next part, we will dive into the power of simplicity, why simple words create the strongest impact, and how smart speakers master this art. When it comes to speaking smartly, simplicity is often misunderstood. Many people believe that sounding intelligent means using complex words and long sentences. In truth, the smartest speakers know that simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. Simple language is clear language. It removes barriers between the speaker and the listener. When your message is simple, it is easy to understand, remember, and share. Complexity often causes confusion, which leads to disconnection. Smart speakers choose words carefully. They use common words in clear ways. They avoid jargon, buzzwords, or overcomplicated phrases. This doesn't mean they sound basic. It means they sound accessible and confident. Why is simplicity so powerful? Because it respects the listener. It shows that you value their time and effort. It invites them into the conversation rather than pushing them away. Simplicity also enhances your credibility. When you can explain complicated ideas with simple words, you show deep understanding. People admire clarity because it reflects mastery. Another important benefit of simplicity is focus.
Long, complex sentences can dilute your message. Simple sentences keep attention on your main point. They guide listeners through your ideas step by step. Simple language also helps you speak faster and with more confidence. When you know your words well, you don't hesitate. Your voice flows naturally. This natural flow is a key characteristic of smart speaking. You might worry that simple language is boring or unimpressive. This is a myth. The most memorable speeches, famous quotes, and powerful stories often use the simplest words. They cut straight to the heart of the matter. Smart speakers practice rewriting complicated thoughts into simple sentences. This practice builds clarity and sharpens their mind. They think in terms of meaning, not words. Simplicity also applies to sentence structure. Short sentences often deliver more impact than long, winding ones. They give your listeners time to process information. They create rhythm and pacing in your speech. Another tip is to avoid filler words when simplifying. Words like like, you know, add noise and distract from your message. Smart speakers replace fillers with pauses or silence. Silence, in fact, is a powerful partner to simplicity. Pausing after simple sentences gives space for understanding and reflection. It allows your ideas to settle in the listener's mind. Simplicity also supports emotional connection. When your words are clear, your feelings come through naturally. Your audience feels your authenticity and sincerity. Remember, simplicity doesn't mean dumbing down. It means smarting up. It means choosing clarity over complexity and connection over confusion. Practice simplicity by listening to great speakers and writers. Notice how they choose words. Notice how they break down complex ideas. Try to apply this in your own speech every day. In the next part, we will explore natural English, not perfect English, and why letting go of perfection will make your speaking smarter and more confident. When learning to speak smartly, many people get stuck chasing perfection. They focus on flawless grammar, perfect pronunciation, and error-free sentences. But this pursuit often backfires. It creates pressure, fear, and hesitation, none of which help you to speak with confidence or clarity. Smart speakers understand that natural English is more important than perfect English. Natural English flows. It sounds human. It allows small imperfections without breaking trust. It feels alive and real. Perfectionism can trap you in your mind. You may correct yourself mid-sentence, pause excessively, or avoid speaking altogether. This fear steals your voice. It makes you sound uncertain, no matter how good your grammar is. Natural English, on the other hand, embraces imperfection. It accepts that every speaker makes mistakes. It focuses on communication, not correction. It allows you to express your thoughts freely and connect with your audience. To speak natural English, focus on rhythm and intonation. Notice how native speakers pause, emphasize certain words, and vary their tone. These patterns create meaning beyond grammar rules. Smart speakers practice speaking aloud regularly. They listen to themselves. They record and review. They learn from mistakes without judgment. This process builds fluency and confidence. Another key to natural English is thinking directly in English. Instead of translating from your native language, try to form ideas in English first. This reduces hesitation and speeds up your speech. Remember, your goal is not to sound like a textbook. It is to sound like yourself, clear, confident, and relatable. Your unique voice matters more than perfect sentences. Natural English also helps in social and professional settings. It makes conversations easier and more enjoyable. People respond better to genuine communication than rigid formality. As you practice, you will notice that your mistakes matter less and your message matters more. Your confidence grows because you stop fearing judgment and start focusing on connection. Finally, natural English aligns with all the previous lessons: clarity, purpose, simplicity, and confidence. It brings everything together in a way that feels effortless. Thank you for joining this journey to speak smartly. Remember, speaking well is not about perfection. It is about presence, practice, and purpose. Keep practicing, keep listening, and keep speaking your truth. If you found this series helpful, please like this video and subscribe for more professional communication tips and voiceover content. Your voice is powerful. Use it wisely.